Welcome back to Movie Moshow. Today we are going to review the fantasy science fiction film, The Last Witch Hunter. If you like our content, don't forget to like and subscribe. We post multiple times daily. Spoilers ahead. Together with his pals the Axe and Cross, the warrior Calder, Vin Diesel, searches for witches. The ghosts of the witch hunter's late wife Helena, Lotta Verbeek, and daughter Elizabeth, Sloane Combs, haunt him. The men travel through the woods until coming across a swarm of witches, which they then kill. Although Calder kills several witches, the Witch Queen, Julie Engelbrecht, is his ultimate objective. Calder struggles with the queen until she throws him into a pit under a big tree. As the tree starts to burn, she and Calder engage in combat there. In preparation for his own demise, Calder takes his blade and lights it on fire in order to murder the Witch Queen with iron and fire. But just before she passes away, the Witch Queen curses Calder with immortality, ensuring that he will constantly endure his misery. In the year 2015, which is 800 years from the present, Calder is on a plane when he meets Bronwyn, Bex Taylor-Klaus, a young witch who has the weather runes that Calder is looking for. Until Calder grabs hold of the runes and calms the storm, the plane is being battered by the elements outside. Calder is still active with the Axe and Cross, a group of specialized priests known as Dolans, in New York City. Dolan the 36th, Michael Caine, who is close to retiring, is Calder's current ally. The 37th, Elijah Wood, a young guy eager to work with Calder, is slated to succeed him. 36th warns 37th of Calder's potential for rigor. One day, 37th calls Calder to let him know that 36th had passed away. When the 36th is served by the Axe and Cross, the 37th is formally initiated as the new Dolan. He informs Calder that he has known him since he was a toddler, since Calder murdered the witches who killed 37th's parents, and that he has been waiting to fight Calder for his whole life. To get clarification, the two head to 36th's flat. 3 dead insects are seen scattered nearby, and Calder feels something is off. He learns that evil magic has been used to curse the location, which suggests that 36th was killed. 37th is taken to Max Schlesinger's, Isaac de Bancoul, bakery by Calder. Schlesinger uses magical creatures in his meals to charm consumers. They believe Max provided something significant to a warlock named Alec, Joseph Gilgoon, who was dispatched by someone worse to search for something in 36th's apartment, because he had murky deals with witches and warlocks. To decide Alec's destiny, Calder brings Alec before a council of witches presided over by Glazer, Rena Owen. They have him incarcerated. When Calder and 37th get at the body of 36th, they discover that he is not actually dead but rather cursed, and the only way to end the curse is to murder the witch or warlock who is responsible for it. When Calder returns to the flat, he finds a book with hints that 36th left there. The phrases "remember, urine, death" had bloody fingerprints on 3 different pages. Calder acknowledges that it's a message and says that magic is the only way he can recall dying. Calder visits Chloe's, Rose Leslie, witch pub, which is run by a particular kind of witch called a dreamwalker. All the other witches and warlocks leave the tavern as soon as he walks in, since they are aware of the witch hunter's terrible reputation toward people of their kind. In order to remember his death, Calder visits Chloe and requests a memory spell. She places a cherry with such a spell inside it for Calder to eat. He swallows the cherry and reclines, giving Chloe the impression that he has fallen asleep. Calder is still awake, so she decides to snap a witch hunter selfie. Then, after actually swallowing the cherry, he sees himself approaching the flaming tree where he fought the Witch Queen. Before anything else can be shown, a warlock by the name of Belial, Olafur Dari Olafsson, pulls Calder out of the spell and chains him to the floor. He enters and sees his burnt corpse. Belial sets the bar on fire while Calder smashes the bones in his hand to free himself. As the place is being destroyed, Calder and Chloe escape just in time. Chloe awakens in an apartment and begins to explore it. She suddenly seems to be sucked within the apartment's walls, where she sees a terrible monster as dark forces start to tear through the space. Then, until Chloe reawakens to the actual world, it seems as though Calder's arms are pulling her away. While she is furious with Calder for destroying her tavern, he still requires a memory magic to determine what he needs to recall from his demise. He convinces Chloe to transport both of them into his head so that he can remember the day he passed away, because he is aware that Chloe is a dreamwalker and doesn't require a liquid potion to help Calder. They discover his burned body once more, but this time they run for cover as the Axe and Cross approach. They witness the Witch Queen's corpse disintegrate while still having a beating heart. The burned Calder awakens and cries out in pain as the Dolan attempts to stab it. The Dolan decides to take the heart with him after realizing that destroying the heart would result in the permanent death of Calder. This causes the present-day Calder to realize that the axe and cross deceived him and allowed him to live forever. Amy Carrero, Chloe's friend Miranda, who she last saw as Calder entered the bar, calls her on the phone. Following Miranda's execution by Belial, the two discover her dead. To mock Calder, he contacts them using Miranda's phone. Calder and Chloe visit a location where witches are able to pass as attractive women thanks to the power of magical stones that hide their ugly nature. They locate the leader, Danique, Dawn Olivieri, who hypnotizes Calder into seeing Helena and Elizabeth. Calder's mental trance is broken when Chloe enters it. Danique is then questioned over her dealings with Belial. She admits that he assisted them in getting the gems in exchange for helping him get the Witch Queen's heart. Danique's diamond is crushed by Chloe before they leave, making her appear like a hag once more. The Council of Witches is where Belial finds the heart of the Witch Queen, and he kills them all. After burying the heart in the ground next to Max, he frees Alec and takes Max with him in order to use him as a cocoon to bring the Queen back. Calder discovers Max being held up by roots as he arrives. Belial makes a surprise appearance, but Calder stabs him in the throat to end his life. Before she uses a root to seize Calder and exploit his immortality, which she claims was always intended for her, to fully resurrect herself, the Witch Queen is already only half alive. She sheds Max's skin to reveal her true self before spreading her illness throughout the human race. After Belial's passing, 36th has been reawakened when Calder returns home. The axe and crosses trick discourages Calder, who believes he has failed to stop the Witch Queen, but 36th exhorts him to carry on with what he does best. Alec serves as the Witch Queen's agent for spreading her blight. He is found unconscious by Calder and Chloe. While Calder pursues the Queen, Chloe enters Alec's head to kill him and stop the epidemic. Alec is fought in his thoughts by Chloe, who then forces him into a pit where he falls face first and expires, halting the spread of the plague. Still, the city is being overrun by the Queen's evil magic. Before 37th enters and holds Chloe at gunpoint, Calder fights her and comes close to killing her. He discloses that the witches Calder killed when 37th was a child were his parents, not that they were assaulting them. In the hopes that she will give him the magic he was born without, he gives Chloe to the Witch Queen, but the Queen rejects him and kills 37th. Chloe is under the Queen's control as she spreads the disease. After being inspired by a vision of Helena and Elizabeth, Calder picks up the fight again. Calder snatches his blade and flings it into the Queen's chest where it joins with the descending lightning bolts to once more slay the Queen as she utilizes her powers against her. Her heart is once more revealed while her body ruins. Chloe prevents Calder from permanently eliminating both her and himself. Despite continuing to remain immortal, Calder is happier than ever since he has discovered a new reason to live. He goes on another trip with Chloe as they travel through the city. Thank you for watching and don't forget to like and subscribe.